Hey, it's your girl Kataya, and today we're gonna be talking about AP US government. What? Nah, but for real though, we need to get ready for finals. We need to go over this information. So we're gonna start with Unit 4 of AP US government, and we're gonna be talking about the institutions. My bad, G. Institutions of national government. So it's gonna be like Congress, the presidency, and the bureaucracy. So we're gonna jump right into it. First off, we're gonna start with Congress, and we're gonna start with the House versus the Senate, and we're gonna talk about the differences and some of the similarities between the two. The different jobs that are held. All right. So powers of the Senate. Basically, they have a more mature body. They serve longer terms. They are more insulated from the public because they are indirectly elected. They have treaty ratification. They have confirmation of judicial and executive appointments. And they also have the try impeach or like conviction or removal from office, if you catch what I'm saying. And then we're going to go straight into the unique powers of the House. They have the initiate revenue bills. They be doing money stuff. Nah, but for real. So they choose the president when electoral college is deadlocked. They have the right of impeachment. They also have they're closer to people, and they have more representatives of the responsive to the public. Basically, like, because it's more people in the House than there is in the Senate. Like, basically, House is based off of population. So there's like 435 representatives in the House, and then versus 100 people in the Senate, because it's only 2 people per state in the Senate. All right. So next, we're going to go on and talk about some additional powers that Congress has. And Congress is empowered to create new federal courts and specify the number of judges who will sit on them. Um, the formal tools used by Congress for oversight of the bureaucracy is authorization of spending. Congress, they take care of all that money stuff. Money, Congress, boom. And then you got the congressional power that has been contested most frequently in the federal courts is the power to regulate interstate commerce. That's like the biggest thing that, like, as soon as you think about Congress, you're gonna think about money, and you're gonna think about their right to regulate interstate commerce. That's it. Just always come to my mind fast. Boom. Um. Then, like in the Gibbons versus Ogden case, that's a great reference to it. And then you got they have a legislative veto. Is unconstitutional because they violate the principle of the separation of powers. So like the legislative branch, they can veto. Um Basically, and then the House, with their 435 members, they have 2-year terms. With the Senate, their 100 members, they got 6-year terms. House has a way lower turnover than the Senate. House, they have a speaker for bill referral. They're hard to challenge. Senate, they referral decisions easily challenged. Um, the House, they scheduling rules controlled by majority party, powerful rules committee. The Senate scheduling rules agreed to by majority and minority leaders. So basically, like, you have to agree in the Senate, but the House, the majority rules. The House, they debate limited to an hour. The Senate, they have unlimited debates unless cloture invoked. Um, members, policy specialists for both of them. Actually, the House, they have this member body specialist, In order to get reelected, members must become experts in policies that directly affect their districts, and they must serve in those committees. Senators have it because they represent diverse interests in the entire state. So, to get everybody through, you gotta, emphasize tax and revenue policy is what the House does. But the Senate, they emphasize foreign policy. That's a main difference between the two. Um, the House is more formal and impersonal. So is the Senate. The House is much bigger, but the Senate, with it being more smaller, is more collegial. One member of only 100, and then we have the committee system is more important in the House than it is in the Senate, because in the House it's larger, so more work can be accompanied through committees on the floor, but in the Senate it's smaller, so committees aren't as necessary to complete work because it's only 100 people versus 430 something. So um, the House may not hold a bill. They cannot hold a bill, but the Senate can hold a bill. The House may pass a bill with an individual member's objections, but an individual senator can allow a senator to temporarily stop the motion from reading on the floor. The House has no unanimous consent, and the Senate has unanimous consent agreements allowed. So basically, the Senate can ease passage of a bill with unanimous consent agreements. Thus, is no one's objects to a motion is passed. But the House has no such thing. Like, they can't do that. The House may not use Germany's, but the Senate can. The Senate can add unrelated content that members of the House might find objectionable. Germanness, y'all really can't read that word, but don't mind me. It's right to challenge the ruling of the presiding officer during debate. And, the House don't really have debates like that, so that's why basically. Some other stuff we're gonna be talking about is some committees. We have the House Rule Committees. They set conditions for debate and amendment for most legislations. Also put bills on calendar for debate. The Appropriation Committees. They decide how the government money will be appropriated of federal agencies. We have the House Ways and Means Committee. They write the bills concerning tax and other public revenue. We also have the Senate Finance Committee. They work with House in ways that Means Committee to write tax revenue bills. Basically, we have joint committees, which oversee areas where policy overlaps. Basically, like if the House and the Senate, like they both have something that they both have the power to work on, then we'll use the joint committees. And it's like made up of representatives and senators. So we have select committees, and they handle specific issues like an investigation or an impeachment trial. So like they'll pick, like it be special people like to handle that special case, because impeachments are very serious. Like we be having like presidents that be doing dirty stuff, and it's like, you are president, how you supposed to be leading us and you doing this? Like, I mean, but with our president now, we ain't gonna really speak on that. But we also have committee chairs, which influence the agenda of most committees. Committee chair is a member of a majority party, and it is the most senior member of the majority party of the committee. And then we have minority party members with longest tenure called ranking member. Then seniority system was formal rules used to select chairs, but it's no longer a requirement. So it's not required that you have seniority, but you know, so a lot of times that is what they're using. Uh, you have to know how a bill becomes a law. And I looked at that worksheet so many times, so I ain't gonna really go over that. But if you want to go over it, like just look up the Bill song because it helped me remember it like a lot. It was kind of annoying because it got stuck in my head for like 3 days. But other than that, you know, it's really cool. Um, yep. I mean, we can basically like in it there. That's mainly my main thing, like that I needed to study, so you know that's what I covered the most, because I don't be knowing the difference between House versus the Senate, cause sometimes I just be confused a little bit, so like, you know, I had to cover that and make a video over it, so just in case some other people be going through the same things I be going through when I be reading this stuff, like I be like, wait, was that House or was that Senate, you know? So yeah, that's that. Thank you for watching my video. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you come back and watch. Peace. Peace.